want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you got to be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
I am your voice.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Smith Radio. Your host, Brian Smith. What an emotional roller coaster evening it was last night. I stayed up all night, every minute, every waking hour for you to give you the breaking details that went down last night. Last night was a culmination of an entire year and a half, 2 years put together. Maybe even more than that. Last night was the result of probably 2 decades of failed policy, lies, mendacity, cheats, politicians with slick words and silver tongues in their mouth, giving us lip service for decades. Obama, for the last 8 years, getting everything he ever dreamed of to bring America to its knees. Not a single Republican did anything about it in Congress. Oh, they said they did. Ted Cruz read Dr. Seuss on the floor. And during his filibuster. Just to recap, last night was historic because it was reminiscent of a time that hasn't happened since 1776, where the people of America declared their independence from the tyrants that ruled over them. We in America are currently run by tyrants and dictates, despots, who are completely supported by and own the news media, which the founding fathers never, ever in a lifetime thought that would ever happen. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. It started back with JFK. He made the media feel like they were superstars. They could share the limelight with celebrities and they could be a celebrity themselves. They bit into it. They'd been infiltrated for years by the communists and by the socialists, and slowly the news media deteriorated and became what they are today. A bunch of shills. A bunch of disgusting, despicable shills. Huffington Post claimed Hillary Clinton had a 97% chance of winning the election while Donald Trump had a 1% chance of winning. CNN calling the election for Hillary. Months and months. Every years. They were calling the election for Hillary back in 2008. But no more. No more. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to gloat and berate and belittle those who have lost and make fun of them. That's not the purpose of this show. The purpose of this show is to build, create, make bigger and better and move forward. To expose the truth, to expose those who lie. And the mainstream media has taken a major, major, major hit with this Trump trouncing. Yes, last night Hillary Clinton got schlonged and Trump won fairly handedly. I will say this, early on, as the night began and the polls started to close, Florida had me scared. I was terrified. I couldn't understand the numbers. I didn't know what was going on. It didn't look right. But apparently the Panhandle in Florida they stay open an hour later until 8 o'clock at night. And by the time it was all done and said, Trump took Florida. We knew that was the beginning. That was the first step. Once, the first step on this journey to finish this thing. Started watching Ohio. Ohio had me absolutely terrified as well. The numbers came out, and they were doing this I'm sure they were doing this on purpose. This was planned. This is no, but this'll test you as a human being. And if you're a weak individual, you would have looked at these poll numbers, especially in Florida, knowing that the polls stayed open late. You may have stayed home knowing that Hillary won. And in truth, it was false. So as we watched Ohio, and I watched Hamilton County. Hamilton County went for Hillary Clinton. And yes, Hamilton County is a tell-all state, or tell-all county. It is the call county for the state of Ohio. And we bragged about that here on Smith Radio, that Hamilton County calls it for the state of Ohio. Hamilton County got it wrong. And I believe they will continue to get it wrong from here on out, because Hamilton County has shifted so far to the left, has shifted so far that they no longer tell the truth. They used to be like a bellwether county, if you will. That would kind of give you the pulse of the election. Not anymore. Hamilton County, Cincinnati is too far gone. However, Ohio shaped out to be incredible. It really pulled through. And as we watched Ohio come together, I knew that because Florida and Ohio went for Trump, I knew the rest would fall. I just didn't know how soon or how long. I didn't know if it was going to be a hanging chads, a Bush v. Gore situation. I didn't know how much cheating, how much crookedness was involved. You just don't know. So we saw South Carolina. South Carolina made the right choice. And then someone told me a few weeks ago, they said, hey, keep an eye out for North Carolina. And then other media outlets said, oh no, North Carolina is now the new bellwether state. And Hillary Clinton was slated to take North Carolina, because that was the new bellwether state, North Carolina. And North Carolina was all blue for Hillary when it first started out. And there was no winning North Carolina, at least the way they wanted us to see it. Michigan started to turn, which blew my mind. One that we weren't supposed to win ever. Wisconsin started to turn. And while all this started to play out throughout the night, they gave all the East Coast states to Hillary. And she was kind of neck and neck with Trump. Florida fell. Ohio fell. Trump pulled ahead. And then he started to pull further ahead. And something interesting happened. And I could just see this playing out. They had to give her the left coast. They had to tally up all the numbers on the left coast and dump them on her right away. to make it look like she was catching up. When in all reality, we all know y'all on the left coast, no matter how much you want it to be a good state or get right, you've let it gone too far. The unions, the socialism, the corruption, the mayors in your cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco, your politicians, they're all corrupt. Every one of them. It's so sad to see California fall the way it's fallen. If you had taken California back in the day and acted as if that was a country by itself, at one point in time was one of the strongest economies that would stand up against other countries worldwide. No, not anymore. Forget about that. Those days are gone. So as all this started playing out, I had a notion. I said, it'd be neat to get Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania was so far gone. And you could see, you got Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, two big giant inner cities that are dependent upon the government. They've been sold a bill of goods. They've been kept poor, kept down. To my shock and amazement, Pennsylvania went from a dark blue for Democrat to a light shade of blue, which was interesting. And then a shade of pink, light red, which was exciting. And then Pennsylvania called for Donald J. Trump. An act of God. For those that have been praying for help, for those of you that have been sick and tired of being sick and tired, years and decades, knowing that the government was corrupt, politicians are corrupt, the people around you that want to help can't help because they're having a tough time as well. For all of those of you who have been praying for a miracle, for help, you got it last night. You got that help last night. God answered our prayers here in America. God answered Britain's prayers with Brexit. This was America's Brexit. We cannot allow our politicians, we cannot allow the media to ruin this miracle, this last chance, this innocent man on death row, this innocent American on death row. The 12th hour, the governor comes down and pardons us. America is now free once again. We've got to hold Donald J. Trump to his words. We've got to hold his feet to the fire. We've got to talk about it. We've got to make sure what he's doing is what he says he's going to do. He's not going to do everything right. I promise you that. He's not going to make you happy 100% of the time. I promise you that. He's going to offend you. Prepare yourself. You will be offended. In the next 4 years, you're going to get offended. In the next 4 years, we are going to talk about Trump and Trump's policies and what Trump is aiming to do, what he's successfully doing, the people that are blocking him, and the times that maybe he may lay down or he may not lay down. I don't know. We're going to bring that to you. This is the new news media. Smith Radio, Mike Cernovich, WikiLeaks, Matt Drudge, Breitbart News. This is the new trusted media. Not CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, Fox. There's a few guys on Fox I like. But there's a revolution in information and media outlet. The digital media is here. and the mainstream media, although they took advantage of that, have lied and lied and lied and lied. They've thrown us under the bus. They've sold us out. And last night was us screaming, we're done. No more. No more. It has to stop. And just to let you know how bad CNN is. One of the news reporters last night said that this could be the end of the pollsters and the end of mainstream media, which I pray to God every day that it is, because we will bring you the honest truth. I will tell you when they lie. I will tell you when they're telling the truth. I'm human. I may make mistakes, but I will not knowingly, here on Smith Radio, lie, cheat, or steal to get you to believe something that's not true. I'll never do that. This is the new media. This, what you're going to hear, is the sound of the Wicked Witch of the West dying. So keep that in mind. The Wicked Witch of the West dying. This is Van Jones, the racist Van Jones, on CNN.
Well, look, first of all, congratulations. Both of you guys were...
We're not there yet.
You're further than anybody said you would be. And I have enough class, and I was raised well enough to say when you outdo...
Yes, sir. Thank you.
When you outdo expectations, good for you. But there's another side to this. People have talked about a miracle. I'm hearing about a nightmare. It's hard to be a parent tonight for a lot of us. You tell your kids, don't be a bully. You tell your kids, don't be a bigot. You tell your kids, do your homework and be prepared. And then you have this outcome, and you have people putting children to bed tonight, and they're afraid of breakfast. They're afraid of, how do I explain this to my children? I have Muslim friends who are texting me tonight saying, should I leave the country? I have families of immigrants that are terrified tonight. This was many things. This was a rebellion against the elites. True, it was a complete reinvention of politics and polls, it's true. But it was also something else. We've talked about race. We've talked about everything but race tonight. We've talked about income. We've talked about class. We've talked about region. We haven't talked about race. This was a white lash. This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president in part. And that's the part where the pain comes. And Donald Trump has a responsibility tonight to come out and reassure people that he is going to be the president of all the people who he insulted and offended and brushed aside. Yeah, when you say you want to take your country back, you got a lot of people who feel that we're not represented well either. But we don't want to feel that someone has been elected by throwing away some of us to appeal more deeply to others. So this is a deeply painful moment tonight. I know it's not just about race. There's more going on than that. But race is here too, and we got to talk about it.
Race. 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 White lash. Never heard that word before, white lash. I've heard of backlash. White lash. No, sir. Van Jones, you're wrong. This was American lash. This was America lashing out over the tyranny, the suppression, the oppression. This was America screaming, stop doing this to us. No more. And so now I give you Donald J. Trump's speech. This was his acceptance speech. It is about 10, 12 minutes long, and I'm going to play the entirety of it. Please listen to this sound clip of Trump and his acceptance speech, and listen to the words. Don't listen to him like he's lying to you. Listen to the words that he says as if he's saying that. He's just saying. He's not lying to you. These are his intentions. This is where he's going. Here it is.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated. Thank you very much. I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton. She congratulated us, it's about us, on our victory. And I congratulated her and her family on a very, very hard-fought campaign. I mean, she fought very hard. Hillary has worked very long and very hard over a long period of time, and we owe her a major debt of gratitude for her service to our country. I mean that very sincerely. Now it's time for America to bind the wounds of division, have to get together. To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people. It's time. And this is so important to me. For those who have chosen not to support me in the past, of which there were a few people, I'm reaching out to you for your guidance and your help so that we can work together and unify our great country. As I've said from the beginning, ours was not a campaign, but rather an incredible and great movement made up of millions of hardworking men and women who love their country and want a better, brighter future for themselves and for their family. It's a movement comprised of Americans from all races, religions, backgrounds, and beliefs who want and expect our government to serve the people, and serve the people it will. Working together, we will begin the urgent task of rebuilding our nation and renewing the American dream. I've spent my entire life in business looking at the untapped potential in projects and in people all over the world. That is now what I want to do for our country. Tremendous potential. I've gotten to know our country so well. Tremendous potential. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Every single American will have the opportunity to realize his or her fullest potential. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. We are going to fix our inner cities and rebuild our highways, bridges, tunnels, airports, schools, hospitals. We're going to rebuild our infrastructure, which will become, by the way, second to none. And we will put millions of our people to work as we rebuild it. We will also finally take care of our great veterans. We've been so loyal, and I've gotten to know so many over this 18-month journey. The time I've spent with them during this campaign has been among my greatest honors. Our veterans are incredible people. We will embark upon a project of national growth and renewal. I will harness the creative talents of our people, and we will call upon the best and their tremendous talent for the benefit of all. It's going to happen. We have a great economic plan. We will double our growth and have the strongest economy anywhere in the world. At the same time, we will get along with all other nations, willing to get along with us. We will be. We'll have great relationships. We expect to have great relationships. No dream is too big. No challenge is too great. Nothing we want for our future is beyond our reach. America will no longer settle for anything less than the best. We must reclaim our country's destiny and dream big and bold and daring. We have to do that. We're going to dream of things for our country, and beautiful things and successful things once again. I want to tell the world community that while we will always put America's interests first, we will deal fairly with everyone, all people and all other nations. We will seek common ground, not hostility, partnership, not conflict. And now, I'd like to take this moment to thank some of the people who really helped me with this, what they are calling tonight, very, very historic victory. First, I want to thank my parents, who I know are looking down on me right now. Great people. I've learned so much from them. They were wonderful in every regard. I had truly great parents. I also want to thank my sisters, Marianne and Elizabeth, who are here with us tonight. And where are they? They're here someplace. They're very shy, actually. And my brother Robert, my great friend. Where is Robert? Where is Robert? My brother Robert. And they should all be on this stage, but that's okay. They are great. And also my late brother Fred, great guy, fantastic guy. Fantastic family. I was very lucky. Great brothers, sisters, great, unbelievable parents. To Melania and Don, and Ivanka, and Eric, and Tiffany, and Barron. I love you and I thank you, and especially for putting up with all of those hours. This was tough. This was tough. This political stuff is nasty and it's tough. So I want to thank my family very much. Really fantastic. Thank you all. Thank you all. And Lara, unbelievable job. Unbelievable. Vanessa, thank you. Thank you very much. What a great group. You've all given me such incredible support, and I will tell you that we have a large group of people. You know, they kept saying we have a small staff. Not so small. Look at all the people that we have. Look at all of these people. And Kellyanne, and Chris, and Rudy, and Steve, and David. We have got tremendously talented people up here, and I want to tell you, it's been very, very special. I want to give a very special thanks to our former mayor, Rudy Giuliani. Unbelievable. He traveled with us and he went through meetings. And see that, Rudy? Never changes. Where's Rudy? Where is he? Rudy. Governor Chris Christie, folks, was unbelievable. Thank you, Chris. The first man, first senator, first major politician, and let me tell you, he is highly respected in Washington because he's as smart as you get. Senator Jeff Sessions. Where's Jeff? Great man. Another great man, very tough competitor. He was not easy. He was not easy. Who is that? Is that the mayor that showed up? Is that Rudy? Oh, Rudy got up here. Another great man who has been really a friend to me. But I'll tell you, I got to know him as a competitor because he was one of the folks that was negotiating to go against those Democrats. Dr. Ben Carson. Where's Ben? Where is Ben? And by the way, Mike Huckabee is here someplace, and he is fantastic. Mike and his family, Sarah, thank you very much. General Mike Flynn. Where is Mike? And General Kellogg. We have over 200 generals and admirals that have endorsed our campaign. And they're special people, and it's really an honor. We have 22 Congressional Medal of Honor recipients. We have just tremendous people. A very special person who believed me, and, you know, I'd read reports that I wasn't getting along with him. I never had a bad second with him. He's an unbelievable star. He is, that's right, how did you possibly guess? So let me tell you about Reince. And I've said this. I said, Reince, and I know it. Look at all those people over there. I know it. Reince is a superstar. But I said, they can't call you a superstar, Reince, unless we win. Because you can't be called a superstar like Secretariat. If Secretariat came in second, Secretariat would not have that big, beautiful bronze bus at the track at Belmont. But I'll tell you, Reince is really a star. And he is the hardest working guy. And in a certain way, I did this. Reince, come up here. Where is Reince? Get over here, Reince. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's about time you did this, Reince. Huh? My God. Yeah, say a few words. No, come here. Say something.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United States, Donald Trump. Thank you. It's been an honor. God bless. Thank God.
Amazing guy. Our partnership with the RNC was so important to the success and what we've done. So I also have to say I've gotten to know some incredible people, the Secret Service people. They're tough, and they're smart, and they're sharp, and I don't want to mess around with them, I can tell you. And when I want to go and wave to a big group of people and they rip me down and put me back down in the seat. But they are fantastic people, so I want to thank the Secret Service. And law enforcement in New York City, they're here tonight. These are spectacular people, sometimes underappreciated, unfortunately. But we appreciate them. We know what they go through. So it's been what they call a historic event. But to be really historic, we have to do a great job. And I promise you that I will not let you down. We will do a great job. We will do a great job. I look very much forward to being your president. And hopefully at the end of 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or maybe even 8 years, you will say, so many of you worked so hard for us, but you will say that that was something that you really were very proud to do, and I can thank you very much. And I can only say that while the campaign is over, our work on this movement is now really just beginning. We're going to get to work immediately for the American people. And we're going to be doing a job that hopefully you'll be so proud of your president. You'll be so proud. Again, it's my honor. It was an amazing evening. It's been an amazing 2-year period. And I love this country. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to Mike Pence. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mike.
Did you see the difference? Test. Did you see the difference in speech there? One was more uplifting, and the other not so much. Van White and your white lash, your racist, your hatefulness, your CNN. That's what it is. That's all it is. If they drum up racism, they drum up all this anger and hate, and they pit Americans against each other, they've got more news. They just invented news. And I've said this for years and years and years, that if there were no more racism in America, then Al Sharpton would be out of a job. And the race baiters and the leaders in certain communities would be out of a job. So we need to turn away from that, move away from all that, and start to talk about what's real, talk about what's going to help bring this country and put this country back on track. We need to talk about these solutions, and Trump is there. For anybody who doesn't think that Trump is not there, Trump is there. He's a deal maker, a solution guy. If there's a problem, he's going to solve it. Check out my DJ. No, I'm just kidding, folks. I'm not trying to be too somber, but I want to be real, and I want you to be excited. I want you to know that as soon as we can get Obama out of office, and there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in the next few months. Yes, this is the bringing down of the system, and this is going to hurt. The Band-Aid's going to have to be ripped off. We're going to have to install Trump, and then we're going to have to hold his feet to the fire. And as long as we can do that, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. And this is the last bit of Trump's show. This is the way he ends all his shows, with the Rolling Stones song. You know, if you can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you get what you need. It's hysterical because everybody's wanting an autograph. Everybody's want this, they want that, want this, want. Well, we don't always get what we need, but you know, we did try for this, and we've got it. Now we need to take care of it, nurture it, watch over it, make sure that it doesn't get out of control. Which I have no reason to believe that Trump would ever abuse the situation that he's in, ever, like what we got going on right now with these politicians. These politicians are so corrupt and they're so dirty. Finally, we got one of ours in. A regular Joe, regular guy who's made it come up, become very successful. He's been at the top, he's been at the bottom, and he's been back to the top again. So, to Donald J. Trump, wow, what an amazing race. The people that have fallen by the wayside, the naysayers, the haters, it's just amazing. Now, we've got 2 months before he's actually sworn in as president, which will be January 20th. And his first day of office, January 21st, 10-4 happy, I don't know, whatever. He'll be 70 years old, 7 months and 7 days. 777. However, I got to thinking about it, I'm like the 70, 7 months, 7 days. So it'd be 7077. However, you also missed 77 months How many weeks? Will you just skip over the weeks and go straight to the days? Anyways, here's one of my favorite clips from Pool Hall Junkies. This is Christopher Walken's and his Lion speech. And this completely sums up the entire year and a half of this amazing campaign and this amazing run. Might be a couple of words that may be a little risque, but please bear with me. We're going to have to prepare ourselves for offensiveness that's ready to come for the next 4 years. So listen to this real quick. I love this soundbite.
Yeah. You see the one about lions?
Yeah.
Get this lion. He's the king of the jungle. Huge mane out there. He's laying down under a tree in the middle of Africa. He's so big. He's so hot. He doesn't want to move. Now, the little lion cubs, they start messing with him. Biting his tail, biting his ears. He doesn't do anything. The lioness, she starts messing with him, coming over, making trouble. Still, nothing. Now, the other animals, they notice this, and they start to move in. The jackals, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody, runs like the wind, eats everything in his path. Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is. It's too late to be scared. It's time to kill. I'm going to the other room. You come out when you're ready.
I love that. I love that because that kind of sums up this entire past year and a half. It's been amazing. Folks, everybody keeps saying, oh, this is historic, it's historic, it's historic. You don't understand. I'm not sure if you may understand. Grasp this, folks. It was Donald Trump by himself that said, I alone am going to run for president of the United States to fix this. He sold us on the notion he was going to fix it. The words that came out of his mouth resonated with everyday Americans. So much so, we gave him our support. It grew and it grew and it grew, and the movement became huge. It became so big that it's not about Trump anymore. It's not about Donald Trump. It's about the movement. It's about the reclaiming of America. It's about the taking back what was taken from us as Americans. Black, white, yellow, green, in between. All of us. He started this. We lifted him up. We gave him our support. We lent him our strength. I'm not sure if all you all know, because nobody's really reporting it. Unless you're on Twitter and you're plugged into Smith Radio on Twitter, Smith Radio on Facebook, Smith Radio on YouTube, Donald Trump, in the last couple days of this campaign, went beast mode. Beast mode. Straight beast mode. He went all out. 10 states, 10 campaign stops, 10 campaign speeches in 48 hours. It was up until 1 a.m. when he took the stage last night. Not last night, well, you were sleeping, so it'd be 48 hours ago. When he took the stage to give another campaign speech at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's what we call beast mode. Going all out. Leaving nothing on the table. This man left nothing on the table. He went all out. You know, in football, a lot of times, especially in the Super Bowl, you get two great teams that are phenomenal teams with equal talent, equal abilities, literally, pretty much almost equal. A lot of times it comes down to who wants it more. And I'm telling you right now, Donald J. Trump outworked her. He outsmarted her. He did everything better than she did. Everything. She spent hundreds of millions of dollars in negative campaign ads, and his numbers started to rise and hers started to fall. He ran probably, this will go down in history as the most effective and most efficient campaign ever ran by anyone for any office. I am dead serious, folks. It is unbelievable. Take that knowledge, take that mindset. Because he's of a different mindset. He's not of a government mindset. Take that mindset and put that to work rebuilding our roads and our infrastructure. I mean, you're talking about outsourcing to private companies. Who are bidding on these jobs. Creating competition. I mean, that's exactly what he's talking about, especially with Obamacare. You got to remove it, repeal it, and replace it. Now, replace it with what? Replace it with competition. Let's allow competition. Let's allow capitalism to work its magic. One last sound clip I'm going to play because I love this sound clip by Milo. It's what we need in the sense that we need to understand we've got to grow a thicker skin. We've got to stop being so politically correct. We've got to tell people, hey, you got a booger on your nose. Yeah, go wipe it off. Hey, your zipper's down. Hey, sometimes people are going to be embarrassed. It's going to happen, Van Jones. It's going to happen. What do you tell your kids when you go home? You tell your children that Donald J. Trump is going to make America great again.
What do you say to those people? I mean, it's the offensive comments that were made.
Yes, I say good. Good. If I offended you, that's me performing my function. And you should grow a thicker skin and grow up. And so long as there are people who think that offense taking and having grievances is equivalent to some genuine kind of injury, I'm still necessary. You may disagree with me, that's fine, come debate me. But so long as there is a politics in this country, as there is, where people can turn victimhood and grievance into currency, I will continue to be as offensive as possible.
I love it, folks. I absolutely love it. Well, I mean, that's about all I've got. I don't want to drag this out too much longer. I know you guys, you've got to get to work. I've got to get to bed. I wanted to do this for you. I've been doing this morning show for you guys because I wanted you to have the absolute most up-to-date information about what happened, because, man, there's some things that go down in the middle of the night on purpose so you don't know. And now, when you're here on Smith Radio, now you know. Okay, there we go. There's the ending credits. Wow, folks. Fast time you ever spend. Stay plugged into Smith Radio. Please, if you like us, share us on Facebook with your friends and your family. Share us on Twitter. Share us, I don't know how you share us on YouTube. Google Plus? Is that even working anymore? You got me. Tell everybody you know about us. We're here to help you. We're here to give you the information that you need to know.
With unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.